Welcome back, everyone, to UCCU Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University, deep in the heart of Orem. Time to meet the starting lineups for both teams and time to see who Jeff Yore and Eric Madsen have put together as their winning teams tonight. It's presented by, of course, the team that's committed to winning for you, the client, Heidemann and Associates. In the top of the first inning, we'll start here with the Corner Canyon Chargers. Garrett Downing leads off in center field. Ryder Florence, the shortstop, bats second. Cash Conker, the second baseman, bats in third. Nathan Horseman, as is usual, bats cleanup in fourth. Andrew Nice plays first base, bats fifth. Ryland Dunn, who had a two-run home run against Fremont on Tuesday, bats sixth in the order. Jack Munson bats seventh. Cannon Cotterall bats eighth. And Drew Watcott bats ninth. And so Ty Wilkinson, they will all go up against the number one for Lehigh. And just as we saw, number one against number one in our first game here this evening, we get number one against number one here in our second game. And the first time we will see this matchup starts here with Braden Hansen.
It's another aces battle here at UCCU Ballpark. And, I mean, you can just feel it is prime time. The crowd is packed in to UCCU Ballpark, and you can feel it, Alex.
Yeah, the capacity of this ballpark is 5,000. There you see a good shot of it. Look at that. Just look at that crowd. This is our vantage point here from the broadcast booth, everybody. Just look at the crowd. There is absolutely no empty seats here at UCCU Ballpark. A full house. And Ty, just for reference, this ballpark holds about 5,000 people. We are probably well over 5,000 right now. I would venture to guess we probably could be close to 5,500 right now here at UCCU Ballpark.
It's got to be standing room only, or at least close to for that matter, because this is just an incredible showing, especially for 6A. As we know, Lehigh, they travel so well, Alex. I think they've very well, their crowd, at least from our standpoint, has been the most out there and, the most attended, I would say, or well attended, at least so far as we've seen in this playoff. And
very much, you should say, Ty, the most passionate yet the most knowledgeable fan base in high school sports in Utah. This town, that community, that town, I was talking with athletics director, it's hard for me not to say Coach Quincy Lewis because he's not coach anymore. He's athletics director Quincy Lewis. Quincy Lewis was telling me the other day at BYU, he said it's like a family. And this means so much to this community. As we said, Lehigh has defied expectations all year.
First year in 6A. What a story.
Yes, reaching the championship, winning the championship in basketball. Braden Hansen's first pitch is high, ball one. And this, what's promised to be an epic matchup here in 6A, underway under the lights in front of a sold-out crowd here at UCCU Ballpark. 1-0 pitch is fouled in the air to left. And will go onto the concourse just outside of the Kona Ice Stand over there. It's an overcast night here in Orem. Game time temperature 63 degrees. Southwest wind at 3 miles per hour. It is getting more humid as the night goes on. Humidity is getting up to close to 40% as that ball misses the corner. There are 2 balls and a strike on the leadoff man, Garrett Downing. There is a chance of rain here later tonight as we get close to possibly the 9 or 10 o'clock hour here in Orem. 2-1 pitch. That one hits the corner bottom and a strike. Just underway here, first inning of Game 1 of the 6A Finals. 2-2 pitch. Foul. First game earlier, Maple Mountain defeated Brighton in an absolute thriller, 12-9. Give you the particulars on that game in just a second. 2-2 pitch. Did he go? Didn't look like he did. Peeled down to third. He did not go. So the count goes full here on Garrett Downing. Maple Mountain drew 16 walks. That's 10 off the state record held by Tuella against Grantsville in 1950. And they had only 7 base hits in the game. Remarkable. Full count offering on the way. Ball 4. And it's a leadoff walk here for the Corner Canyon Chargers to start proceedings here this evening.
Yeah, great at-bat by Garrett Downing. Once again, he was 2-2 in the count. He came back, fouled off a couple right over our heads. And then he managed to get on base with a walk on a full count offering. And that's big, especially against, one of the star-studded pitchers for Lehi.
First pitch on the way to Ryder Florence is chopped to the third base line and foul.
Does it just feel different?
I mean, it just feels like a Game 7. It feels like we're in a World Series game right now. I mean, both games today have just been incredible atmosphere-wise. Of course, Dane Stewart and Courtney Littledyke will be here tomorrow to call the 5A Game 2 and Game 3. As that one is a beauty of a strike right there at the knees. And the count goes to 0-2 now on Ryder Florence. You know how explosive this Corner Canyon offense can be. They put up big numbers in the early innings in each of their last 4 games. 0-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit to left. That's going to bring the runner to third. Here comes the throw. They will hold the runner there. And what a start for Corner Canyon. They have runners at the corners here with nobody out. And that will bring up the second baseman, Cash Conker, now.
Well, how about that at bat, too, by Ryder Florence on an 0-2 offering. Takes his chance, and he gets a gapper right between the third and second base line. And, that's a hard defense to get through for guys like Mays Madsen and Cooper Williams over there in the infield.
First pitch on the way to Cash Conker is hit in the air to right. Coming in is Dawson Brown. They're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw. It gets by the catcher. Runner goes to second. He will get there. And Corner Canyon leads 1-0. And Ty, that's just an unfortunate break because Brandon Manukin was right there. And the throw was on line, but it took a bad hop.
Wow.
Away from him off the diamond. And that lucky break allows Corner Canyon to break the seal.
Wow. That ball was already delivered very, very soon. I think he was dead in the water, to tell you the truth, Alex. I thought that was a risky move, but high risk, high reward.
I'm with you. I thought that throw could not have been more perfect, but the bounce just... That was a cruel bounce for Brandon Manukin, this catcher over there. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. 1-0 our score. They officially scored that play as an error, but I can't really say it was an error on the right fielder, Dawson Brown. That throw was perfect. It was just Manukin just had no chance to get there because of the bounce as Nathan Horseman strikes out swinging on 3 pitches. And there's quickly 2 gone with a runner still in scoring position at second. As now Andrew Nice, the first baseman, comes up to the plate. First pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Pioneers trying to limit the damage here in the first inning to just the 1 run. 0-1 pitch. That one is low and outside for ball 1. Rylan Dunn stands on deck. He of the 2-run home run on Tuesday against Fremont in the second round. 1-1 pitch. Foul. Look out. Everybody had to duck for cover over there in the Corner Canyon dugout. Not the first time we've seen that this weekend, as everybody had to do the danger dance over there on that far right-hand side of the dugout, and now you know why. The umpires make the players stand off the top step. 1-2 pitch. This one gets away from Manukin. It'll allow the runner to go to third. And so the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. And you just get the feeling, Ty, maybe there's a little bit of nerves here on the side of the Lehi Pioneers playing especially in front of this big a crowd.
I would say this is the first time they've also, at least all season, now playing at UCCU Park. We were previously at Larry H. Miller Field, and it's a different environment, and you can feel it.
2-2 pitch is hit in the air to left. Draculich comes in, makes the catch, and that does end the inning. Corner Canyon able to scratch across 1, but they're not able to get any more. Lehi coming to bat in this battle for the 6A championship. Game 1, with Corner Canyon up 1-0. Welcome back, everyone, to UCCU Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. It's time now to give you the Lehi Pioneers batting order here in the bottom of the first, which, of course, is presented by Heidemann and Associates. Second baseman Ozzie Williams leads off for the Pioneers. Mace Matson, the shortstop, who is 5 for 9 in this tournament, bats second. Boston Draculich bats third. Cole Ybarra, the DH. Cleanup is tonight. Brandon Manukin, the catcher, who had a couple of clutch hits in bracket plays, bats fifth. Cooper Williams in third base, one of the best third basemen in the state, bats sixth in the order. Dawson Brown, the right fielder, is seventh. Tanner Heaps at first. He will bat eighth. And Gavin Yates rounds out the order. He will bat ninth. And they will all go up, Ty, against the number 1 for Corner Canyon, Jacob Trost. And boy, was Jacob Trost good in his only appearance so far of this tournament in that dominant win over Davis. Took him a bit to get going.
Boy, oh boy, is he having himself a run, though, in this tournament. I mean, you're right, though. Did take him a little bit to get going, but I guess what pitcher doesn't find his sweet spot, at least eventually, at least in this tournament, so as far as we know. But Jacob Trost, I mean, what a guy. I mean, he's kept his batting average below. I mean, it was reaching 298 coming into what is now the tournament, but during the regular season, he's maintained that and kept it right at 2. I know he was at .2 or at least reaching into that point, but still, Alex, he has kept his ERA right below 3, and that's just impressive in and of itself. 7 wins and 3 losses during the regular season.
And he faces one of the deadliest lineups in 6A. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Williams is down low in the carpet, ball 1. Ozzie Williams, Mays Madsen, Boston Draculich, the top 3 of the order for the Pioneers here tonight. As the 1-0 is on the way from Jacob Trost. And this is lined in the air to left, going back toward the wall, and making the catch there is Drew Watcott. And on 2 pitches, there's 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. And here comes the guy they call Mad Dog. The junior captain, played on the football team as a wide receiver under head coach Ed Larson. 5 for 9 in this tournament. And boy, has he had some timely hits, including the win in relief Wednesday night and that upset that really we won't forget anytime soon against Riverton. This one's driven down the right field line and foul, as he was just out in front. I swear, it's like the kid's almost listening to us at this point.
I mean, the captain role, and he absolutely embraces it, dude.
Here's the 0-1, the Mad Dog. And that is just off the black there. Maybe caught a little too much of the dirt.
We've picked him for player of the game every time that Lehi has played, and there is a reason for it, because this kid is special.
He is one of the best in the state at his position, and he's only a junior, so you can only imagine what it's going to be like to have him as a senior next year for Eric Madsen. That pitch is up high, 2 balls and a strike. Of course, his dad, Eric, the head coach of Lehi over at the third base line, he was here at UCCU Ballpark for the latter part of the last 20 years. So he knows a thing or two about winning big games in this ballpark. 2-1 pitch. That one's down low, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike here on the captain, Mays Madsen. Boston Draculich stands on deck. Cole Ybarra and cleanup will follow him. 1-0 Corner Canyon underway here in the 6A championship game number 1. This best of 3. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. And Mace Madsen draws another walk. That's the 4th one he has drawn in his appearances at this tournament. And up steps Boston Draculich now, the left fielder. face the number 1 for Corner Canyon, Jacob Trost. First pitch. That's on the corner for a strike. Temperatures beginning to fall a little bit here at UCCU Ballpark. We can see some rain off in the distance covering the Wasatch Front down to the south. On one pitch. That one gets away, and this is where Madsen's dangerous. He's going to put the brakes on at second base. That'll be a pass ball, and it will move Mays Madsen into scoring position. And Ty Wilkinson, how many times have we said that throughout this tournament?
Too many to count on at least both of my hands, it feels like. Goodness.
I mean, we need our hands, our feet, and we need half of Vince's hands to do it as well. I should say half of Vince's fingers to do that. But he needs his other half of his fingers so he can keep it on the camera at this point. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Well, also not to mention, this is another inning where a pass ball got by and put runners in scoring position again. I mean, obviously Mays over there, but, you know, we had at one point you see runners on the corners. So last time it was really dangerous, and Corner Canyon got the opportunity on that fly out, which once again scored Garrett Downing from third.
1-2 the count. Jacob Trost. 1-2 pitch on the way. And that's his hacked foul right back to the screen after Trost had to bend down and tie his shoes. Madsen in scoring position, 1 out here in the top half, or the bottom half rather, of inning number 1. Alexander Timilip, Ty Wilkinson, and Vince Francis on the camera here at UCCU Ballpark. One-two pitch. This one, good block by the catcher there, Cotterall, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Catchers definitely happen to be on their toes here early. That's the name of the game right now.
Yeah, all 4 of these teams have really, really good catchers, though, as backstoppers. Speaking, of course, of Maple Mountain, Brighton, Corner Canyon, and Lehi. 2-2 pitch on the way. This one is foul. Look out. That one rolls onto the roof, so that means it's time for our first Any Hour Services random roof ringer of the night, which happens anytime a ball hits the tin roof at UCCU Ballpark or the tarp at Larry H. Miller Field all week. We'll get to that after this AB right here. For the left fielder, Boston Draculich. Two-two offering on the way. Just missed the black. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count here on Boston Draculich. That was awfully close.
Well, this is a back-to-back full count offering, too. Last one led to a walk to Mays Madsen. Let's see if he can make it at least a little bit of a different scenario.
This is the 6th pitch of this at-bat. 7th, actually. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, back-to-back walks. All right, Ty, go ahead.
All right, so, Alex, take a guess who the father is of both Super Bowl quarterback as well as MLB World Series champion. So he is the World Series champion.
So he's the father of a Super Bowl quarterback, MVP winner, who is also a World Series champ.
And you have to guess the teams in which they were
played.
Are
you kidding me? Oh, my gosh.
I had to throw you a curveball in there in last second, so.
All right, I'm going to have to think here. I can do that while we're watching Koyabara right here, the DH. Runners on first and second with only 1 out. Bottom half of the first, and Lehi threatening to break their own seal here in the bottom of the first. We'll look back at second. Madsen's going. Throw down to second is not nearly in time. Ty Wilkinson, I swear that kid is not 17.
I would highly doubt it. Goodness, get this kid's ID.
That kid is not 17, Mace Madsen.
I don't think he's even human. Is he even from this planet?
He's probably from another solar system at this point. I commented that last night. Anyway, 1-0 pitch coming. Down low in the dirt. Good block again there by Cannon Cotterall. So our Rating Hour Services random roof ringer was, who is the father of a Super Bowl MVP quarterback that was also a World Series champion.
Professional pitcher.
The dad was a World Series champion. The son was a Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to guess right now. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one is right there at the letters for a strike. Oh, gosh. Jeez. I'm trying to remember how many Super Bowl quarterbacks I remember. I know Brett Favre, one of them. I know Tom Brady's another one, but I got to dig back here. 2-1 pitch. That one misses the black just a little bit off. 3 balls and a strike. Ah, gosh. Ty, you got me with this one. You threw me a changeup. I don't know.
The answer, actually, is Pat Mahomes, believe it or not.
Patrick Mahomes. That was, of course it was. His dad was the World Series champ. Now I remember. 3-1 pitch. That one catches the bottom corner for a strike. 3 balls, 2. That's right, because his father, Pat Mahomes Sr., and then, of course, Mahomes II is a Super Bowl champ for the Chiefs.
Right.
2-timer, and then, or 3-timer, actually, and then I believe his dad played for who did his dad play for? I don't remember.
Take a guess.
Was it the Royals?
It was the Royals,
okay,
yes.
now that makes more sense. 3-2. Tip foul.
He played for both the Twins and the Royals, but obviously, you got the...
Yes, most of the time,
yeah.
yes, most of his playing career, I believe, was with Kansas City. That was a good one.
There you go. I got you on a stumper.
Yeah, you stumped me on that one. I couldn't have figured out that one myself. I don't think my dad would have been able to figure that one out.
I had you knocking yourself in the head, though, because you knew the answer.
That's the problem. I did know the answer, but it was just escaping me. That's the problem. 7th pitch, the AB, 3-2. And once again, this is hacked foul back to the screen.
Well, just a subtle reminder that Cole Ybarra, you remember the American Fork game, he got that double and the huge RBI against American Fork. And boy, you cannot think of a more clutch at-bat for that kid at that plate right now.
Well, this is another high-stress situation that Ybarra finds himself in right now. Remember, he had the RBI double against American Fork, and then the de facto game-winning RBI single, or game-tying RBI single, against Riverton. 3 balls and 2 in the pitch. Got him! And there's 2 gone. And here comes Brandon Manukin, who hears the nuke chants as he comes to the plate.
It's got the same feel to it, like Mike Moustakis, where they do moo.
Yeah, exactly. Manukin, the author of that ground ball, game-winning RBI single Tuesday against American Fork, and also the author of that clutch RBI against Riverton on Wednesday, takes strike 1 here at the knees from Jacob Trost.
It's the heart of the lineup, really, Alex, that's just incredible for Lehi. I mean, obviously the 1, 2, 3 hitters, but the heart is just what's keeping this, the heartbeat, I guess is what you can call it, is what's keeping this Lehi team incredible.
This one down to the dirt ball 1. 1-0 in favor of Corner Canyon as the lights now start to take effect here at UCCU Ballpark, more so the lights on the scoreboard more than the lights in the stadium. 1-1 pitch. That one is on the black. Strike 2. Good pitch from Jacob Trost. He is throwing some paint jobs here early on.
Especially in the bottom right corner, too. Right where it gets difficult for the righty batters to even trace. All they can do is get a lick of it, though.
1-2 pitch. That one low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the appeal down to the first base umpire does go unheard, as the home plate umpire doesn't even budge. So deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And 2 runners on. Can Brandon Manukin do it again here, this time early in the game for Lehi? He did it late on, as much of this lineup did in the last 3 games, but can they come through here early this time? 2-2. Ball 3, and the count once again goes full as the catcher Cotterall had to bend out of the zone to get that one.
You just have to build the drama, don't you, Jacob Trost? The fourth in a row full count offering in this Lehi order.
He's thrown a lot of high stretch pitches here this first inning. My gosh. 3-2 pitch. Goodbye. Corner Canyon gets out of the early jam. We head to the top of the second. Let the battle begin. 1-0 Chargers. The Rewind Sports Network and our coverage of the UHSAA baseball playoffs continues. We're under the bright lights of prime time here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Alexander Tibble alongside Ty Wilkinson. 1-0 early here in favor of Corner Canyon. And Ty, you just get the feeling we're going to be in for a big-time pitcher's duel here tonight. I mean, Jacob Trost comes in, second and third, step right up, gets 2 strikeouts and big ones at that, and limits the damage, or holds Lehi rather off the scoreboard, and then Braden Hansen able to limit his own damage in the first inning, Ty. You get the feeling we're going to be in for a duel here tonight.
We said it pregame too that this pitching matchup, it's the ace versus the ace, 1 versus 1 on the mound tonight, and boy is it showing right now. And shout out right now to Jacob Trost, because honestly, 3-2 offering, 1 from Cole Yabarum, he got him looking, and then Brandon Manuk in another 3-2 offering, he got him swinging. And he's had some really deep at-bats, and he's got out of some really, really difficult situations.
Rylan Dunn, the DH, fouls the first pitch off he sees to begin the top half of the second inning. 1 run on just 1 base hit for the Chargers. And the Pioneers still hitless and scoreless here early on. This one is hit in the air to deep left on a line. And it's right at Draculich, who doesn't even have to budge. And on 2 pitches, there's 1 gone. Corner Canyon got here with a 10-8 win in the semifinal double chance game yesterday against Mountain Ridge. What was a crazy game. Mountain Ridge brought the winning run to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning, where we're able to get an L4-3 double play to end the game. Lehi had to come from behind its last 2 games. They defeated American Fork, plating 4 in the 6th, and then they plated 4 in the 7th against Riverton on Wednesday to advance to this point. So both these teams know a thing or two about making it dramatic as Jack Munson goes down 0-2 in the count here against Braden Hansen. Oh, 2 pitch. Good waste there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, this is where Corner Canyon, you would say, strikes the most. I mean, the bottom of the lineup, 7 of 12. Like, you talk about, pretty interesting statistic numbers just for the Heart.
Well,
of course, that
yes.
has to happen, right?
Second strikeout for Braden Hansen. The drop strike put out goes 2-3.
I have too much reliability from the previous game.
Yeah. It was bound to run out at some point.
Time to humble myself.
Yes, it is. Here's the catcher, Kenan Cotterall now, the 8th man in the order, to face off against Braden Hansen. Outfield playing just about straight away here at UCCU Ballpark. First pitch on the way is on the black. Strike 1. And both these pitchers going punch for punch here so far in this first 1 2/3 innings. Next pitch. High fly ball in the air to right center. Trundling over is the right fielder, Dawson Brown. He'll make the catch, and that ends the inning. Braden Hansen sets down the Corner Canyon Chargers in order. Ekahi Elua Aloha in the top half of the second inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Corner Canyon still up. 1-0. Talk about standing room only, Ty. I mean, look at that. What Vince Francis is showing us on the camera right now. I mean, that's on the grass outfield, or I guess the outcropping of grass down the left field line right now. I mean, welcome back to UCCU Ballpark, everybody, but this place is just absolutely jammed to the brim. It's been a long time since I've seen a ballpark that was this full, Ty. You'd have to go back probably last year for me to be at a Hawaii game to see a ballpark that was this packed.
Well, yeah, for Utah, this is what an incredible showing. And, what great news for the UHSAA Association, or I should say associations, it's the last day, but still, what a great showing and great personalities out here for a duel between a 10 versus a 5 seed, which we would not have thought we would be saying coming into tonight, Alex.
And just think about it, too. You know, like we keep saying, like the route these two teams had to get here. Corner Canyon had to play a Game 3 against Skyridge, and then they had to survive a double chance elimination game yesterday. Lehigh had to come from behind against both American Fork and Riverton. They beat Riverton twice and American Fork. So these two teams are really battle-tested teams.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say battle-tested, but you know what? You already said it, so.
Well, I wasn't trying to silence you in any way.
Yeah.
Cooper, as Cooper Williams swings and misses for strike one.
I'll go ahead and say the two teams have been through the ringer. How about that?
Yes, thank you. That's a lot better. A lot better than what I would have come up with. This one is lined toward the gap in right center field. This is going to be a tough play, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Runner coming to second base, and Williams will dive in head first with a leadoff double. And the first big base knock of this game belongs to the Lehi Pioneers. And how about it, Ty? You were just referencing it. Cooper Williams again coming through in a big situation.
And what a bigger situation than to get a base runner on in scoring position already with no outs. And here comes, oh, you know him, the heavy hitter, Dawson Brown. He went 2 of 3 in that game against American Fork, a single and a triple. And one of the reasons why Lehigh came through in that game to beat the reigning champ.
And it's that bottom of the order again. We keep talking about it, Ty. 7, 8, 9 that really did the damage in those first 2 games. And then it was the top of the lineup and the middle of the lineup in the last 2 games that did the damage. Here's the first pitch. And this one is a strike right at the knees. Jacob Trost was able to strand runners at second and third in the bottom of the second inning, but here he faces a leadoff double and has to try to work around that. Oh, 1 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Runner will advance to third. Throw to first is in time. Score the putout 4-3. And on that putout, the runner will advance to third. So score that virtually is a sacrifice in and of itself. And there's 1 gone, and here comes the first baseman, Tanner Heaps. Tying run 90 feet away, and what you just get the sense of is going to be another battle between 2 top teams here tonight at UCCU Ballpark. We already had 1. First pitch on the way to Heaps, and he fouls it right off the inside of his foot. Ouch. Looked like that ricocheted off of his right foot, not the left foot. And it's strike 1.
Well, you know, Tanner Heaps batting 400, at least on the season, or I should say the year. But, you know, what's interesting, Alex, is he actually leads his team in doubles with 8. You would think it would be Mad Dog, but here comes the bottom of the lineup coming in with the most doubles on the team.
That's what also makes it interesting about this Lehigh team is that there's so much power up and down this lineup. I mean, we talked about how Riverton and American Fork have power and speed up and down the lineup, but Lehigh's has been on another level and displayed here in this tournament. 1-1 pitch. This one is tapped foul off the end of the bat, so it goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff double by Cooper Williams. He's at third base right now with Lehigh threatening to tie the game at the very least from Tanner Heaps. Wind is blowing just about straight away from right field, coming towards our broadcast booth. Here's the pitch. Back up the middle, base hit. That'll score the run. And this game is tied. And up to the plate now steps the center fielder, Gavin Yates, after the RBI single by Tanner Heaps, and that bottom of the lineup doing it again for Eric Madsen. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is chopped to short. They're not going to get the runner going to second. Throw to first, and it gets away. That might get an opportunity to bring the run home. Here comes the pickup in the corner. There's the throw. Runner will get to third. He is safe. The run scores. Lehi at front. That'll be an error charged on the shortstop. And the Lehi Pioneers quickly go in front 2-1. And this is what we talked about, Ty. The quick strike ability of Lehi. And here comes Jeff Yore out to the mound. Ozzie Williams at the plate right now, Ty, and 2 runs already home, and it all started innocently enough with that double by Cooper Williams, and now all of a sudden, here's the 5th man in the inning to bat here for Eric Mattson and the Pioneers.
Well, it's just unfortunate too, just because it felt like it was a routine ground out. You would keep the runner at third, but instead it's a situation where it's a pass ball, a run scores, and now you got Gavin Yates over there at third in scoring position, and top of the order due up.
Ozzie Williams currently is at the plate right now, and the dangerous Maze Mattson is right behind him. 2 runs already home on 2 base hits, 1 charged error to Corner Canyon. It is 2-1. Lehi leads. First pitch on the way is line foul to the left side. Look out. And that goes off of the ice cream truck over there on the concourse. I hope it just didn't hit anybody's ice cream in their hand. Could really use some right about now, even though it's 60 degrees. 0-1 pitch. Liner, foul, look out. This is going over towards left field, and that is into the grass outcropping over there. Ooh. Hopefully someone was able to pick up that ball. Awful lot of fans here in that outcropping. Jacob Trost, 0-2 pitch. And that is fouled off the inside foot of Ozzie Williams, and we'll do it again. And here comes the rain at UCCU Ballpark, and it's a good time for me to throw out that reference. It's not really rain, it's a little Manoa mist here in Orem. This one is down in the carpet, and the count falls to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, we've seen some very cinematic games. Why not just add to the cinema by throwing in a little bit of rain?
Yeah, a little Manoa mist, as we like to call it back home.
Yep.
In Hawaii, 1-2 pitch is high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, of which Rich Hill always says it's a good sign when Manoa mist comes in.
Especially for the pitcher too. We can keep talking about that moist factor, playing into how pitches can carry over for a pitcher on the ball.
2-2 pitch. Hit too short. Throw over to first is in time. In the back door to score comes Gavin Yates. An RBI ground out. And it's 3-1 Lehi. As Ozzie Williams does his job, and now here comes Mad Dog up to the plate. Already a single and 2 stolen bases, a walk and 2 stolen bases tonight for Maze Mattson. First pitch on the way is down and in, ball 1. Of course, like I said, Mattson played football for head coach Ed Larson of the Pioneers this past season, was a wide receiver. And a speedy one at that. He's just 5'9", but he is really fast. That one is inside the corner for a strike. He's now 5 for 10 in this tournament. Home run pitch. And tries to drop the bunt down, but drops a foul. 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on base now here in the bottom half of the second inning, but 3 runs have come across to score on 2 base hits, 1 error, preceded by the leadoff double by Cooper Williams and the RBI single by Tanner Heaps. 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Well, you talk about a guy that waits for his pitch. Who other better than Mays Madsen? I mean, I feel like he just gets every part of the grocery list until he wants to take what he deserves.
Well,
yeah, I'm 0 for 2, aren't I?
That's right on cue.
I'm 0 for 2.
Jeez. You are the ultimate kibosh.
Yeah,
Hi, Sazush. Anyway, 3 runs come across the score on 2 base hits. We head now to the top half of the 3rd inning. It's 3-1 Lehi, and I'll make sure Ty gets straightened out after this. Welcome back, everyone, to UCCU Ballpark here at the campus of Utah Valley University here in Orem, Utah. We'd like to remind you that tomorrow, Dane Stewart and Courtney Littledyke have the call for Game 2 of Maple Mountain and Brighton. Maple Mountain pulled off the upset today, 12-9 in a slugfest. They lead that series 1-0. And Ty, let me tell you, man, that was some game we saw this afternoon between Maple Mountain and Brighton. Like, it was strength against strength both ways, and it ended up being the Maple Mountain strength that won out in the end.
And we kept telling each other, like, it had the same mentality as a Game 7. We know that's the first game that they had to play against each other, but that one win is just becoming so crucial, especially in a 3-game series.
Drew Walcott, 9-1-2 here in the order to start the top of the 3rd inning here for Corner Canyon as Drew Walcott takes a strike. We had runs in each of the first 2.5 innings. That one just misses inside. Good placement there from Braden Hansen, ball 1. It was that way until Maple Mountain exploded for 6 runs in the 6th. Or 4 runs in the 6th, I should say. Here's the 1-1. And Manukin had to snatch that back down a couple of inches, ball 2. 3-1 Pioneers here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Alexander Timolip and Ty Wilkinson from UCCU Ballpark here in Orem. 2-1 pitch is high and inside, so the count balloons to 3 balls and a strike here on the leadoff man for the inning, Drew Walcott. Again, we are smelling rain in the air, but it's just a little Manoa mist that's falling right now here at UCCU Ballpark. 3-1 pitch. Good placement there. Full count. Full count pitch. Line drive in the air to right. Brown is over, makes the catch, and just like that, there's one gone. Good time to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of the UHSAA baseball tournament is presented by our good friends at Igloo Outfitters, the coziest wearable sleeping bag that has you covered for all seasons of the year. Get 20% off your next order with Igloo Outfitters when you use the promo code REWIND when you go to igluoutfitters.com. I want to thank them for their sponsorship of KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of high school sports all school year long. As the first pitch to the top man of the order, Garrett Downing, is in at the knees for a strike.
Well, if you're anybody but Garrett Downing, you want to get your at-bats back in order. We know you got hit by a pitch and you got a walk, but you ended the night with 2 strikeouts on your resume, and that was the game against Mountain Ridge yesterday. And you would only want to get back from a situation where you feel like you've been down, especially in the tournament.
Quickly 0-2 the count on the leadoff man, Garrett Downing, in the order. 0-2 pitch. Aloha. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher.
Oh,
I did it again.
There's one
That's
on you.
the 3rd time in the last 3 days I've done that. Apologies, folks. I got fooled right there. I didn't see the ball drop out of Manukin's glove. This should be strike 3, I think. No, it's not. Try to be Tony Romo right there, but it's ball 1. Good waste pitch in the dirt.
I guess that means we're tied for those moments.
I guess we are.
Now I got to start keeping you in straight. Whoever thought that,
You have
right?
to keep me straight every single game. 1-2 pitch. Liner foul. Heads up, first base coach. As Downing was a little bit out in front there. 5th pitch, the AB coming up here. One strikeout on the ledger so far for or 2 strikeouts on the ledger so far for Braden Hansen. 1-2 pitch. This one is a wide ball that pops right out of the glove of Mnookin, so the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryder Florence, the shortstop, stands on deck. And I know it's early, folks, but he represents the tying run, and if we've seen anything close to what we saw in the Maple Mountain game, it's going to be that kind of a night here, possibly. 2-2 pitch. Aloha. Now it's strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Braden Hansen, and there's 2 gone. Oh, my goodness.
We're a comedy show in this booth, aren't we?
We're a little bit punchy, I think, honestly.
We try our best to be
We try our
professional.
best. We really do, folks. We really do try. Here's the first pitch to Ryder Florence, and this is picked up off the carpet on the backhand by Mnookin. Ball 1. Vince Francis are doing everything. Cameraman doing it for us here tonight as Mnookin. Whoa! That one bounced off the carpet and went to the backstop right there.
Gotta love playing on turf.
Well, also got to figure the turf is a little bit wet as the home plate umpire is signaling for more game balls. And he gets them.
Well, we've had some pretty dry spell days these past.
We really have. This is
of-
the first time we've seen rain in almost about maybe 3 or 4 days.
Since Monday when it started.
Yeah. 2-1 pitch. This is roasted into the air to left. And this is not caught on the stretch fetch. Aggressive turn at first, heading for second, but going back in and contenting himself with a single. There is Ryder Florence, and so a 2-out base runner here for the Corner Canyon Chargers. That will officially go down as a base knock for Ryder Florence. And now here comes Cash Conker, the second baseman. Should point out our home plate umpire tonight is Matt Barker. At first base covering the right field line up to second is Tracy Paulson. And Jason Estridge, the crew chief, standing out at second base currently in your screen as Conker gets plunked with that pitch. Is covering the third base side from left field line up to second base. And we're going to have a conference here on the mound with the captain, Mace Madsen, providing some encouragement to Braden Hansen. So tie quickly, 2 outs here, and the go-ahead run is at the plate here for Corner Canyon. And like I said earlier, if the Maple Mountain game was any indication, every run in this game is going to be crucial.
It's very true, and you go ahead early, too. You got that force out, Drew Watcott, and then followed by a strikeout from Garrett Downing on a 2-2. I think it was a breaking ball coming inside, but now quickly, back-to-back pitches, you get base runners, Ryder Florence and Cash Conker, and as a pitcher, you don't want to see at least 2 base runners on 2 back-to-back pitches. It's a little bit hard to come back from.
Nathan Horseman swings and misses at that one for strike 1. Chargers put up 1 in the first inning, none in the second. Pioneers shut out in the first inning and put up a 3 spot in the second. Braden Hansen trying to keep the Pioneers in front here as much as he can here. 0-1 pitch down in the dirt, ball 1.
Can you make the argument he has probably the best shoes in this tournament?
Nathan Horseman?
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's got the orange. He's got the bright neon orange tonight.
You can see him from.
Yes.
If you were to hike the Y, we could probably see him from here.
Oh geez, now you're getting really romantic as a strike swinging there on Nathan Horseman, and he's down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Horseman already struck out once. He was one of the 3 strikeout victims for Braden Hansen, and in danger of becoming the second time tonight going down on strikes. The payoff pitch on the way. See ya. Thou hast said. 4th strikeout already for Braden Hansen, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 base hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for the Corner Canyon Chargers. We head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning of center field by John Fogarty, playing over the loudspeakers here at UCCU Ballpark. From the heart of the valley here in Orem, Utah, Alexander Timop alongside my broadcast partner Ty Wilkinson. Ty, there's your story of the game so far. A really, really great start pitching-wise by Braden Hansen after that 1-out double and the subsequent pass ball and sac fly. great comeback by Braden Hansen to hold the Chargers off the scoreboard the last 2 innings.
He really has. I mean, those runs, too, are crucial to not get. I mean, leading off a couple, obviously, with Nathan Horseman's strikeout, but the pressure that you got to do that under with a base runner at first and second, both in scoring position in a 2-run game. I don't know. That's very difficult, I feel like, if you're a pitcher, especially in a championship round. Reminder, this is a championship game.
Yes, a championship series, best of 3, yes.
We've been so used to watching Lehigh in prime time that, you know, it kind of has just gotten away from us that this is a championship series now.
And reminder that these tournaments, this 6A tournament and 5A tournament, they follow the format, or actually the 4, 5, and 6A tournaments all follow the format of the College World Series, where it goes to 2 double elimination team brackets, and then it culminates with a best of 3 championship series. So this, for Utah high school players, this is their College World Series. This one is ripped to the third base line and fair. Down the line she goes. Watcott is going to pick it up. And a great throw back in to hold the runner at first, but it's a leadoff single for the left fielder, Boston Draculich. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cole Ybarra now. And a good job by Watcott on the backhand pick to get it before it hit off against the fence down there near the UCCU logo. Runner at first now, nobody out after the leadoff single. Now here's the check throw to first, and back in quickly is Draculich.
I mean, just as soon as you say, every single guy, Alex, that you call up whenever they're up to the plate, I just go, man, this is such a stacked lineup. Just over the games that we've called during prime time with Lehigh baseball, feels like everyone in this roster has at least had a pivotal moment or an impact to get Lehigh where they are today in this championship round.
I mean, you said it. I mean, everyone down the lineup, from the top of the order to the bottom of the order, even the pitching staff, my gosh. I mean, Eric Madsen has just done an outstanding job in his first year with the program, as that one came in and punks Ybarra high. And so now he goes to first. Draculich trots down to second, and the familiar chant of Nuke gets thrown up from the crowd here as Brandon Manukin will take his cuts. Again, Manukin had the 2-run single that gave Lehigh, basically sealed the game on Wednesday night in the semifinals, and then was also the author of that RBI single that tied the game against American Fork. 2 of what Ty and I will always remember as 2 of the best games, I think, in state baseball history. First pitch on the way to Manukin. Almost went, but the home plate umpire does not budge for an appeal down to first. Ball 1.
Well, isn't this a familiar sight for Lehigh? First and second, no outs. I felt like that
Seems like we've been saying that every game.
Yep, especially against Riverton in that first series. My goodness.
Manukin just a little bit off the black there, says home plate umpire Matt Barker. 2-0. Again, Matt Barker, Tracy Paulson, Jason Estridge, our umpiring crew here tonight, with Jason Estridge acting as crew chief. 2-0 pitch. That one is a high strike. Manukin, in the first appearance he had, struck out swinging on a 3-2 count. Trying to get the run in from second base would be a big insurance run in a game like this. Here's the 2-1. And down low in the dirt again, so the count balloons to 3 balls and a strike here on Brandon Manukin, the catcher.
Trost is trying to go off speed and down and away. He doesn't want to get into that strike zone, especially as dangerous as Brandon Manukin has been. And I don't say I blame him.
3-1 on the way to Brandon Manukin. And he hacks this one foul. That one goes over the roof. We already had one random roof ringer presented by Any Hour Services here tonight, and it stumped me to great lengths.
Then you kind of have to hit yourself in the head after you figured out the answer.
Well, yes, I think I needed you to hit me in the head as well after you gave me the answer, because I don't know how I didn't even know it. That was the more remarkable thing. Here's the full count offering, and that is ball 4. And so the bases are loaded with nobody out, as we're going to have a staff meeting here on the mound as Mnookin hears the familiar nuke chants as he gets replaced out at first base by a pitch runner. So Ozzie Williams now comes to bat as the top of the order now comes up here for the Lehi Pioneers. Sorry, Cooper Williams. My apologies. The third baseman will come up to bat now following the walk issued to Brandon Mnookin. So Jacob Trost in a little bit of a pickle here in this bottom half of the third. He's got bases loaded and nobody out. And the dangerous Cooper Williams at the plate, who led off the second inning with a double and then came around to score on an RBI single by Tanner Heaps, who himself came around to score on an error. First pitch on the way is lined into left center field. That's a base hit. One run will score. Matson's going to wave the second run home. 2 runs will score. And it's 5-1 Lehi. First pitch swinging, Cooper Williams with another big base knock, and Lehi is up 5-1 here on Corner Canyon early in this game.
Boy, is he having himself a tournament. My goodness.
2 for 2 is Cooper Williams now. A single that scores 2 runs and a double to lead off the second inning. If he does get another chance, he's a triple and a home run away from the cycle. Wouldn't that be poetic in game 1 of a championship series? First pitch on the way now to Dawson Brown. That gets away from the catcher. Another run comes in to score. It's 6-1 Lehi as Cade Bailey comes in. So 3 spots in the second and third innings for the Pioneers. Pass ball, unearned run scores Cade Bailey from third. Runner moves up to second. And there is still no one out. One-zero pitch. Strike 1. To the right fielder, Dawson Brown. 3 runs have already come across the score in this inning alone on just 2 base hits. Last run that scored Cade Bailey was an unearned run on a pass ball. This one is hit in the air well. Deep left field. Back. Track. Aloha! A 2-run home run for Dawson Brown, and the Lehi Pioneers are leaving absolutely no doubt here in game 1 so far.
It's the second one we've seen in the 6A tournament. And boy, oh boy, what is a spot to put it on in the third inning to go up big.
And Jacob Trost is done. After 2+ innings, he gives up 8 runs on 5 base hits. The 2-run home run by Dawson Brown proving to be the death knell. The Lehi Pioneers rolling in game. It is a purple party here at UCCU Ballpark. Still just the third inning, and the Corner Canyon Chargers are in some deep kimchi. Ty Wilkinson joined by the Alexander Timlip. Ty, Corner Canyon had not given up more than 8 runs in any of their games in bracket play. They've already allowed 8 runs here in just 2+ innings against a Lehi team that is clearly loaded for bear.
They're out for blood, it feels like, that Lehi Pioneer lineup. My goodness gracious, dude. 5 runs here in the third. A no-doubt home run off the bat of Dawson Brown. We were talking about it. That thing was gone before we even knew it hit his bat. He caught the laces on every part of his cork, dude. That was incredible.
And this crowd, I mean, there are so many Lehi Pioneers fans sitting here in front of us. They went this whole place went absolutely berserk when that home run was hit. It feels like a Lehi home game right now. That's what's more insane about this.
Wow.
Well, anyway, back to baseball. Here's Tanner Heaps leading off against the new pitcher on the mound for the Corner County Chargers. We'll give you who it is in just a moment. First pitch on the way is hit in the air to right. And that is into the batting cages over there on the right field side. Tanner Heaps now stands in at the plate. An 0-1 count here against Carson Paulson. And he takes ball 1. Paulson came in relief yesterday against the Mountain Ridge Sentinels and nearly gave up the lead. What was an incredible bottom of the 7th inning for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. We thought it was over for sure. 1-1 pitch. That one is down low and in as catcher Cotterall had to snatch it back in off the black a couple of inches. We want to bring you up to date on the weather. It is now currently raining at Provo Airport, and the wind is now at 11 miles per hour. The humidity's gone up to 51%. It was only 27% earlier this afternoon as the 1-1 pitch is hit foul over the concourse and out towards Clyde Field. So the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base and still nobody out. Two-two pitch. Fouled again. Heads up, everybody in the Corner Canyon bullpen. Well, if there's anything we know about 6A, though, this game is certainly not over. We've still got a long ways to go. Just in the 3rd inning, but Lehi already out for blood, as Ty said. Well, maybe that's not the right choice of words. I should say loaded for bear. That's the better choice
Loaded
of
for
words,
bear, there you go.
That's the better choice of words, I think. As Paulson steps off the mound.
I was going to say, they definitely have been dealt a good hand here. No pun intended from the hand of unfortunate Jacob
yes,
Trost.
well, Jacob, well, yes, you chase Jacob Trost, the number 1. You get a 2-run home run from Dawson Brown. That was absolutely smoked to left field, by the way. I mean, you can't script a better start to game 1 than this for Lehi. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one is lined into right field and a base hit. And the merry-go-round continues. As Tanner Heaps reaches for the 2nd time tonight. He RBI singled last time. This time he true singles. And already the 4th hit of the inning for the Lehi Pioneers. And that'll bring up the 9-man of the order, Gavin Yates, to face Ozzie Williams. First pitch from Paulson is a changeup right at the numbers for a strike.
Alex, let's see here.
You're calculating more stats, aren't you?
Yep, I am. The 6, 7, 8.
A resident statistician.
The 6, 7, 8 lineup right now for Lehi. I'll get back to it.
Pop up, way up in the air, right side. Andrew Nice comes over, makes the catch, so that finally is the first out of the inning. But Ty, you were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, this 6, 7, 8 lineup for the Lehi Pioneers. They are 5 of 6.
Wow.
Batting.
5 for 6. I mean, that's...
With a home run, too.
And Mays Madsen, by the way, is batting .500.
Right.
I mean, they're all hitting 300 percentage points higher than Mays Madsen is. That's insane.
This lineup is loaded.
This lineup is so deadly. First pitch on the way from Paulson is down low, ball 1. 8-1 in favor of Lehi. 5 runs have scored. on 4 base hits, including the 2-run home run by Dawson Brown into left field. 1-0 pitch is outside and high. Trying to go to a pitch out there was Cotterall, but no dice. Still only 1 out as we're past 9 o'clock p.m. local time here at Orem. Game started just after 8 p.m. because of the long-running 5A game. 2-0 pitch. That is a strike on the inner half of the plate.
You just have to think Lehi is just such well-rested.
And you also have to think Lehi is just, they're coming out with so much energy. I mean, the belief in this team is something that I was texting with Mace Madsen the other day, is that as the runner goes down to second, throw to second, it's a good throw, but the tag is late. In fact, I think Florence may have even missed the tag out there at second base. So a stolen base there for Tanner Heaps. It was a good throw by Cannon Cotterall, but the tag was... Yeah, I think it's fair to say maybe Florence just missed the tag there, because it was there. That's an unfortunate break for Corner Canyon to not execute on that play. 2-2 pitch, and now the count goes full here on Ozzie Williams. But getting back to what I was saying, Ty, I mean, I was texting with Mays the other day. He said the belief in this team is something that, you know, has been there ever since the tournament started. I mean, they're the only ones, he said, that have believed on themselves. And so is this community. I mean, the community has given that belief as well, as this is lined off the third baseman's glove down the foul line. Williams will go into second. It's a double. And Heaps, meanwhile, will put the brakes on over at third. It's the 7th base hit of the game already for Lehi. And with Mays Madsen batting, that means they have sent 9 men to the plate here in this inning. And speaking of which, the guy I was just referring to, here comes Mad Dog.
Here's El Capitan.
Yes, sir. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, Ty, about the belief in this Lehi team, you can feel it. I mean, you can feel it in their players, in their fan base. It's just contagious right now, seemingly, this belief. I mean, it's just spread like wildfire, and there's just seemingly no way of stopping it.
Right. Well, you know what they say, it takes players to make a team. And I mean, what better personalities than the Lehi Pioneers?
I mean, these are some of the best kids around you will meet. I mean, Mace Madsen, amazing guy. Brother McGuire, of course, serving a mission right now in Brazil. Of course, Mays wants to serve a mission as well when he's done with high school. This one is hit in the air to left. Going back toward the wall. That's going to be trouble. 1 run is in. Here comes the second. Madsen going for third. He will get there. A 2-run triple. Are you for real?
He is inhumane, man. What planet are you from?
Jeez. 7 runs in this inning. And this now equals the most run, and this is now the most runs Corner Canyon has given up in the entire 6A tournament. I mean, this is just ruthless. Wow. Draculich fouls it off for strike 1. Now he hits it in the air to left. This has got a chance. It is off the base of the fence. Madsen will score. Draculich into second. It's a 10-run game. And just listen to this crowd. Ty Wilkinson, I don't know what else to say. This is unbelievable.
This team is dangerous.
Wow.
This team
This is beyond all belief. And there's still 1 out. First pitch is in there for a strike. Ty, if I'm correct, This is the 12th batter that Lehi is going to be at the plate here in this inning. Unbelievable.
I'm speechless, dude.
Wow. As the wind picks up now coming from center field, and that ball hits. That ball hits Kolyabara, the DH, and boy, I mean, Ty, what else can you do here if you're a Quarter Canyon player? I mean,
you gotta play it out.
I mean, you gotta play this out for sure, but what are you telling, if you're Jeff Yore, what are you telling your team at this point? I mean, this is just, I mean, you talk about unraveling at the seams this inning. 8 runs have scored on 7 base hits.
Wow. I mean,
what do you do?
I have no idea. You can, I guess, as the saying goes, there's no way of stopping him. You can only hope to contain him.
Runners on first and second, still 1 out, and the second appearance of the inning for Brandon Mnookin. And this one is down low in the dirt, ball 1. Your heart breaks for Carson Paulson out there right now, just trying to do something, anything to apply the tourniquet onto this just avalanche that the Pioneers have unleashed here in this 3rd inning. 1-0 pitch. Way outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And you just hope that Paulson can find his way out of this mess and just give his team a chance to breathe and relax and just play loose from here on out. Because this has just been a barrage here in this 3rd inning of play. Ground ball. And it's dropped by the second baseman. They'll get the force at first. Throw to first! They got it by a step! But the damage is done. Runs, 7 base hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. It is all Lehi here in Game 1. Quarter Canyon now's got less than 2 innings to respond. They trail by 10. Well, now that we've caught our breath, welcome back to UCCU Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. 11-1 Quarter Canyon trails Lehi here in the 6A championship game number 1. Ty Wilkinson joining me, Alexander Timolip, as the Manoa Mist starts trundling back in here at UCCU Ballpark. Ty, I guess the Manoa Mist really was a sign of what was to come there in that 3rd inning. I mean, Lehi just unleashed a barrage in that 3rd inning. But as we know that Quarter Canyon, as a 10 seed, with the pride of how many championships they've won in every sport, Ty, this Quarter Canyon team is not going to roll over and die. They are going to make the Pioneers earn their way, even if it's to a mercy rule win. They're going to make them earn their way to this win here tonight.
Right, and they're capable of doing so, Alex, too, because we've seen it in the past. They mercy ruled at one point. Who was it that they played? They didn't mercy rule. I'm thinking of a different team.
Yes, you're thinking of Mountain Ridge, who mercy ruled Fremont.
But they have had 2 10-plus run innings in games where, it kind of just got away from them. And again, Corner Canyon, their capability in this team, they still have just as stacked as a lineup as Lehi does.
Yep, they put up 7 runs against Fremont in the 2nd inning. They put up 6 against Davis in the first game. But even though they're facing Lehi, they are still very, very capable of making this a very interesting game. Even though it's only the top of the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch on the way. High fly ball foul. And that lands near the ice cream truck. Reminder, if this score stays the same through the next 2.5 innings, we will be calling the game, stopping the game. The game will end because of the 10-run mercy rule. As swinging and missing is Andrew Nice. Throw down to first on the drop 3rd strike. And there's 1 guy. Make it 4 strikeouts now for Braden Hansen. But like we said, Ty, Quarter Canyon more than capable of producing some offense. So So Lehi just cannot afford to sit back on their toes here.
Right, but I have never seen Corner Canyon in this position before.
No, this is new.
This is something different.
This is their biggest deficit of the entire 6A tournament. This one is tapped off the inside leg of Ryland Dunn, foul. More off his inside shin. So 1 strike. In that third inning, 8 runs on 7 base hits. 13 Lehi batters came to the plate. That's the most batters that have come to the plate in an inning in the entire tournament. 0-1 pitch. Did he go? Peel down to first. Yes! Strike 2. Matt Barker appealed down to Tracy Paulson at first base, and Tracy Paulson said yes. 0-2 pitch. High pop-up. Good luck seeing this one. Wow. Second baseman Williams has it. 2 gone. So here comes the right fielder Jack Munson now, who had the big RBI single in the first game against Davis to get the scoring started. Corner Canyon just going to have to take it 1 batter and 1 hit at a time here. You want to hope to get back in this game as Braden Hansen misses low with that one, ball 1. 11 runs, 9 hits, officially no errors for Lehi. 1 run, just 2 hits for Corner Canyon, as this one is ripped in the air to center field. Yates, inning over. Good job by Braden Hansen coming out and doing his job as the Corner Canyon Chargers are set down Ekahi Elua Aloha. And that means they'll have 3 more outs to save game 1 after the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back after this word from Mountain Land Outfitters. Here are the rewinds. Well, freshman Charlie Hansen is on the mound here for the Corner Canyon Chargers to start the bottom of the 4th inning here. Alexander Timop alongside my broadcast partner Ty Wilkinson. And really right now, if you're Jeff Ure and the Corner Canyon Chargers, you know, I think at this point, Ty, in game 1, in a game like this, you really have to play for pride if you're Corner Canyon. And you really have to show Lehi at this point that you're not just willing to roll over and die like we've been saying throughout the last half inning or so.
Right, and this is just a game 1 of a 3-game set that these two will play. Of course, you know, the sun will rise again tomorrow. I think I've said that to you a couple of times this tournament, you know. Teams have bad days. You know what? So be it. You come out, you can play as a different team the next day, and hopefully it works out for you in the long run. And it feels like that's the situation Corner Canyon is in right now. But I will say, it doesn't feel like this is anywhere close to done.
Yep.
Because once again, we know Corner Canyon is still capable, as we've seen twice in this tournament.
That is correct. Like we said, Lehi cannot afford to take their foot off the gas. They got the clean 4th inning from Braden Hansen, but even if the scoreline stays the same, you're not going to get to the 10-run Mercy Rule win without a fight from these Corner Canyon Chargers. This is a championship series after all, and anything can happen. Charlie Hansen's first pitch is down low, ball 1 to the leadoff man in the order. This inning will be third baseman Cooper Williams, who is 2 for 2 tonight. A double and a single for the third baseman, as this is ripped into left field, and it hangs up there just long enough for Ryder Florence to get over there and glove it for the first out of the inning. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of UHSAA baseball is presented by Heidemann and Associates, just like how Jeff Ure and Eric Madsen have to put together a winning team to get the job done for them on the diamond. So too, Heidemann and Associates does the same for you, the client. Call them today, 817-544-4240, or mention them at utah.law. Just mention the Rewind Sports Network to get your free consultation with them. Here's Dawson Brown now, he of the 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning.
Oh, we're already to Dawson? Wow.
Yes, we are. We're already at Dawson Brown. It's been a long day. I'll say that much.
Oh, it was a long inning. I'll say that.
It was an awfully long inning, as this one is hacked back to the screen for strike 1.
Yeah, that was what, 12 batters faced? Is that tie or lead for
13? I think it was 13, actually, by my count.
13, I think you're right. Yep, because we
out,
started with
13
Ozzie.
batters, yeah.
Right.
We started with Williams, and then we went all the way through the order plus 4. As that's a beauty of a pitch right there from the freshman Hansen there for a strike. Hansen, just a freshman. But boy, has he looked sharp here early on in his first appearance in this tournament. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, just missed the inside corner. They're trying to get him to chase ball 2.
Yeah, both of these teams, young talent. That's just the name of the game, it feels like.
And that's what's scary about it, you know, Ty, is that both these teams really do have young talent. I mean, and talking with Mays the other day, there's a beauty on the corner for strike 3. Whew! That was some nastiness served up by Charlie Hansen. Holy cow! I mean, that even got the Lehi fans oohing and awing at that pitch. Wow!
What a good off-speeder from the young gun.
I mean, you're telling me.
Wow.
I mean, that was so filthy, I think my stomach is kind of queasy after that. Holy cow. Anyway, here's Tanner Heaps now to face the freshman Charlie Hansen. This one is golfed foul past the roof.
I mean, I talk about the young gun mentality. That was a sophomore batter against a freshman pitcher in a championship varsity game.
Wow. It tells you how good these teams are going to be for years to come, as that is swung on and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, and of course, you know, Dawson Brown, he even has a homer, but he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, yes. And Mays Matson is a junior. I mean, that's what's scary about it. All these players are going to be back next year as that pitch is down low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's the young gun mentality.
You kind of wondered, though, if this is a preview of what we could be seeing in future years here in UCCU Ballpark for finals.
Right.
I mean, we could be just seeing the start of...
This could be an era.
Yes. I mean, if it wasn't already an era, Lehi already was part of it themselves as well, singing the praises of Charlie Hansen, but he accidentally plunks the batter. What is that, the 3rd time tonight we've kiboshed?
Yeah, right around.
3rd or 4th time we've kiboshed tonight?
Well, you have 3 unanswered, I'll say that.
Excuse me. You're in on it too, aren't you?
Yep. Well, now you took the lead, so this is the golf game. You gotta get get the lowest score to win.
Just remind you, I'm paying for your dinner in a couple of weeks when we go out to dinner. I owe you that, by the way, as that one is in low, ball 1 to the center fielder Gavin Yates. Runner on first, 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. If this scoreline remains the same after the 5th, tonight's game will be over, which would make sense that the freshman Charlie Hansen is in there for Jeff Yore just to clean up and get the Chargers to tomorrow at the very least. And you expect, though, a big-time response from this Chargers team tomorrow if the scoreline remains the same, as that's a high strike at the letters thrown to Gavin Yates. 8 runs and 7 hits in that 3rd inning for the Lehi Pioneers, including the 2-run home run by Dawson Brown. Check throw from Charlie Hansen over to first and back in quickly is the runner Dawson Brown. Runner goes, and they're not going to get the runner going to second. So another stolen base there for Tanner Heaps. That is the 3rd one of the night for the Lehi Pioneers. As Eric Madsen had the hit and run on, but the run was going, but Yates didn't hit the ball because the ball was about 3 feet above his shoes. 3-1 pitch, ball 4. And so Yates will reach. So runners on first and second now with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And up steps the leadoff man, Ozzie Williams. And Tanner Heaps going to go over to have a word with his coach, Eric Madsen. Madsen, of course, remember, was here at UVU for the better part of the close last of 20 years. Took the job at Lehi this past offseason, and man, what a job he has done. In his first year with the program, with his 2 sons, Mays and Murphy Madsen. Of course, Mays calls his dad an incredible example. Why isn't he such a great man to be around? As is most, if not all, of the community in Lehi around that high school. Of course, shout out to Chad Olson, my former bishop at BYU who might be watching tonight. Also, brother Ben Abrams, the assistant principal. Shout out to him if he's watching tonight from his perch. Want to shout out those two great men. Of course, there are quite a few Lehi people that I know from my time at BYU. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and so if I forget somebody from Lehi that was in my ward at BYU, I deeply apologize. This is down low, 2 balls and a strike.
They'll reach out and let you know.
They probably will. They probably will. But regardless, just shows you how well-knit the community is over there at Lehi. Just amazing people and just a passionate fan base. One of the most passionate in the state of Utah. As once again, the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike here on the leadoff man, Ozzie Williams. Maze Matson stands on deck.
A deserving fan base, too. First year in 6A. I mean... What a story.
Oh, and Ty, the amazing thing is, as Charlie Hansen brings down this pitch for ball 4, is that, Ty, everybody on Rewind, Vince Francis, myself included, we all thought Lehi was going to struggle this year because, it's a transition year. They're coming up a division. The competition's going up, and they were in a brutal division. I mean, you talk about brutal. I mean, you have American Fork, you have Sky Ridge, Lone Peak, and now you're adding Lehi to that mix. I mean, that is just a gauntlet of teams. Lehi's football team goes out, wins 9 games, gets to the semifinal, and Lehi dethrones Corner Canyon, who looked like a wagon in the 6A basketball tournament. Quincy Lewis winning another championship. I mean, and now they're here in the championship series, Ty. I mean, this has just been an amazing year all around. One of the great stories, I think, of a team moving up a division, maybe in Utah high school sports history.
And you got to think, I don't know who the president is of Lehi Athletics. You could probably
That's Quincy Lewis. That would be Quincy Lewis, by the way. Shout out to him, Coach Q.
Quincy Lewis, he's probably, I don't know, from wherever he is, he's probably got a smile on his face. I mean,
he might be here right now in the crowd because he was at BYU, remember, on Wednesday night watching the semifinals.
You think he's probably, I don't know.
He probably might be out with his son Cooper at this point. Shout out to him, who's gonna serve in the Oregon-Portland mission. As this is popped sky high up in the air by Madsen.
Yeah, we are. We're leaving.
And there is the final out of the 4th inning. Well, we're going to the 5th inning, folks, and if this scoreline remains the same, that means it's time for last chance saloon for the Corner Canyon Chargers. They need 1 run to save game 1, and they got 3 outs to do it. They're down 10. As we head to what could be the final inning of Game 1. This game, Ty and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann and Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm that is committed to winning for you, the client, the player who showed the most commitment to getting the job done on the diamond, just like how Heidemann and Associates is committed to getting the job done for you, the client. Last chance saloon here for the Corner Canyon Chargers. They lead 1 run to keep this game going. Otherwise, the game will be over due to the 10-run mercy rule instituted by the UHSAA. And it'll be 8-9-1 to lead off against Braden Hansen, who will be going for the complete game win here in Game 1. First pitch to him is lined in the air to left center toward the gap. That's a base hit. And so the potential game-saving run, not something I say very often, Ty, but the potential game-saving run is on at first base with nobody out.
Well, there you go. That's how you start the engine. So you got to get that easy momentum. It's a good base knock over there. And now that brings up Drew. And hopefully he can get this run across, Alex, because I do want to see more baseball.
Yeah, we've been only here for about like an hour and a half. I mean, the 5A game lasted over 3 hours. But this game has just been from another planet, basically. I mean, the 8-run 3rd inning really made the difference. First pitch on the way to Drew Watcott is in at the knees for a strike. Once again, Cotterell needs to score to keep this game going. The big first step forward to creating some momentum here for the Corner Canyon Chargers. Next pitch, beauty, strike 2. And at the very least, Ty, if you don't get this run across, you at least want to build some momentum going into tomorrow's Game 2.
That's the best case scenario right now. Like I said, you wake up, it's another day, and you just got to think to yourself, the score is going to be 0-0 the next time you match up against the Lehi Pioneers.
And Walcott swung on a pitch in the dirt, strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout of the night for Braden Hansen, and the Chargers are down to their final 2 outs here this evening. Game 1.
And I mean, we're praising this offense, but I mean, you talk about great pitching all around by Hansen, by the way. Only 2 hits.
3 hits, actually, all night.
Yeah, well, 3 hits all night. That's incredible.
Infield will be in here at double play depth, trying to end this game. First pitch on the way, and Hansen is just rolling now, strike 1. As he's trying to work around the leadoff single and end this game via mercy rule here tonight at UCCU Ballpark, and give us a really quick game here this evening. That one's outside for ball 1. If we get to the bottom half of the 5th inning, if Corner Canyon scores in this inning, it'll be 3-4-5 to lead off the bottom of the 5th for the Lehi Pioneers, and all they would need is 1 run to end the game. This one is foul. Over the roof.
Dang it. Could have gotten a
Dang it is right. Could have gotten another one, but we'll just have to stick with 1 for it. We might only get 1 all night because now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Garrett Downing, and Braden Hansen going for another strikeout, which will be his 6th of the night. 1-2 pitch is foul right back to the screen.
That's right, though. I got my 2 in the previous game.
Yes,
so
you did.
We'll
No,
be all
we
right.
got 3 in the previous game.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
true.
We got 3 in the previous
Very
game
true.
against Maple Mountain and Brighton because the game ran so long. 1-2 pitch. Got him. And the Corner Canyon Chargers are down to their final out here tonight. And Ryder Florence now stands as the last chance for Corner Canyon to extend this game. What a performance by Braden Hansen on the mound, and an even better performance by this Lehi Pioneers offense. First pitch on the way. That one got to be snatched down a little bit there by Manukin, ball 1. One out to go for the Lehi Pioneers here tonight. This one is hit in the air to right, down the line, and that's going into the batting house foul. And heads up over there, back there on the road. We thought that the occupational hazard was playing at Larry H. Miller Field. This is probably not as bad, but as Ryder Florence sees a 1-1 count here to Braden Hansen, going for his 7th strikeout of the complete game mercy rule win here tonight in game 1. Next pitch on the way is hit in the air to right, and this game is over. Dawson Brown makes the catch, and the Lehi Pioneers take game 1. An 8-run 3rd inning proves to be the difference as the Corner Canyon Chargers run into an absolute buzzsaw. And the Lehi Pioneers are 1 win away from winning their first ever 6A baseball state championship. We'll take a quick break, and then we will be back to wrap everything up from an action-packed day 1 of UCCU Ballpark. Well, Ty, after a nearly 3-hour game earlier today, we get a 90-minute game here tonight because it's over already. The mercy roll as Lehi explodes for 8 runs. In the 3rd inning, they defeat Corner Canyon here 11-1. They take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series. And Ty, all we can say is wow, wow, and wow.
It was a firework, dude. But Lehi, that team, man, they are loaded and ready to go. And that is an assertive way to go up 1 game in a 3-game set. Wow.
I mean, let's go back to the what started all, the 8-run 3rd inning, 8 runs on 7 hits, which was highlighted, of course, by our player of the game, the Heidemann Associates player of the game, the right fielder, the right fielder, number 14, who had the last out of tonight's game, by the way, who caught the last out of tonight's game, Dawson Brown with the 2-run home run that really gave this game a no doubt at the end of the game. No doubt at the end of this.
It definitely felt like a dagger, at least, into the hearts of the Corner Canyon Chargers, because I think after that home run, it definitely gave way, at least leeway, to the way of the Corner Canyon Chargers, because you could just tell they were like, all right, we want to take this to the next game. That's the last punch that we want to take, and they're like, see you tomorrow. It's going to be a new day.
So let's preview now. Game 2 is, of course, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Dane Stewart and Courtney Littledyke will have the first of our Game 2s, and we'll have the Game 2 here between Lehi and Corner Canyon. Ty, if we know anything about this Corner Canyon team, they are going to come back loaded and ready tomorrow. They are not going to let tonight be the last time we hear them.
They have a never-give-up mentality that I feel like no one else has in this tournament. Obviously, Lehi has not yet faced fate in the tournament, so I guess I can't say that they have exactly what Corner Canyon has, but Corner Canyon, they have that mentality in themselves to come back and win. I mean, once again, they had to win a series 2-1 just to get here. The only series that wasn't swept in the original early going. But once again, I feel like Corner Canyon just has that mentality to come back. They'll say it's a new day, and the sun, as I mentioned, will rise again.
So, Ty, we better get some rest because we're not calling the first Game 2 tomorrow, but Courtney and Dane are. I think Courtney and Dane Stewart are in for a treat tomorrow morning between Maple Mountain and Brighton. That is going to be a battle.
If it's anything like we saw, I mean, anything can happen. That's 5A tournament, and once again, it's just like the 6A mentality. Anything can happen.
And it's going to be a battle all the way down to the end between Corner Canyon and Lehi. We know that for sure now. Ty, I want to thank you for being here with me again today. I want to thank Vince Francis back over here. And can we just say, Vince has been working off his tail for the last 5 or 6 days. I mean, he deserves our thanks more than anybody else during this time, because as we keep harping on Ty, it's a difficult time for all of us at Rewind. We're still thinking about Dusty. We're still thinking about him and his family.
Right.
The fact that, Vince has been able to handle all of this for the last 5 or 6 days, he deserves the bulk of the credit here for getting us here.
Yeah, he's shaking his head over there, but he knows what he's doing.
He certainly does. He certainly does. Vince, we thank you for your hard work here today. And Ty, I want to thank you for your hard work today with the pregame show and the preview. And I also want to thank all of our team on and off site today who are wearing wristbands. Dusty, we're thinking about you, buddy. We love you. But for now, folks, we're signing off from UCCU Ballpark here for tonight. The final score, once again, in Game 1, Lehi 11, Corner Canyon 1 in a 5-inning Mercy Rule game. The Pioneers are 1 win away from a state championship. We'll see you all here bright and early tomorrow morning. For all of us here on KSL Sports Rewind, please, 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 for Dusty and for everyone around you, please take care of one another, everyone. Aloha from Utah, and good night.